I gotta tell you, it looked great, it sounded great. This is Tuesday Night Live. I felt like I was sitting in a church on Sunday morning.
When I signed on to this show to find superstars, fellas, you've arrived.
For many years, America's Got Talent has been the stage where regular people made their biggest dreams come true. But away from the spotlight, some of the show's most unforgettable stars are no longer with us. Not because they lost their passion, but because life took them too soon.
Investigators are trying to understand why a heavily armed man opened fire on a young pop star. Christina Grimmie, rising to fame on The Voice, was signing autographs when she was shot. This photo of the singer and a fan believed to be one of her last.
So, which of these talents left the strongest mark? And why does their loss still feel so fresh? Join us as we uncover 10 beloved America's Got Talent contestants who sadly passed away. Number 10. Brandon Rogers. Brandon Rogers was remembered by everyone who met him for his warm smile and gentle, calming voice. He wasn't just an amazing singer. He was also a caring doctor. What made him truly unique was his ability to utilize both his voice and his medical skills to bring comfort and happiness to people's lives. He studied hard through school and eventually graduated from the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, becoming a family doctor. His patients loved him because he was gentle, patient, and always had a smile on his face. But even with his busy work at the hospital, Brandon never gave up his love for music. One evening, after a long day at work, he recorded himself singing On Bended Knee by Boyz II Men and posted the video online. Within days, it went viral. People everywhere were sharing it, moved by his incredible voice and his sincerity. The video even caught the attention of producers from America's Got Talent, AGT, who invited him to audition for the show. In March 2017, Brandon stepped onto the AGT stage, nervous but excited. He chose to sing Ribbon in the Sky by Stevie Wonder, and as soon as he started, the entire room fell silent. His voice was pure and heartfelt, and by the time he finished, the judges and audience were on their feet, giving him a standing ovation. All 4 judges said yes, sending him through to the next round. But just a few weeks later, before his audition was even shown on television, scheduled to air on June 11, 2017, tragedy struck. Brandon was involved in a car accident and sadly passed away. He was only 29 years old. The news broke hearts everywhere. Now, as we move away from Brandon Rogers' sad end, an even more painful story awaits us. Let's take a look. Number 9. Jane Marchevsky. Jane Marchevsky, lovingly known to the world as Nightbirde, was one of the most unforgettable singers ever to grace the stage of America's Got Talent. Her gentle voice and radiant smile touched the hearts of everyone who heard her sing, even as her body silently battled a terrible illness. There was something magical about Jane. She didn't just perform, she shared her soul. Jane was born on December 29, 1990, in Ohio, United States. From the time she was a little girl, she was drawn to music. She spent hours writing songs, using melodies to express what she often couldn't say in words. For her, music was like a diary, a place where she could pour out her dreams, fears, and hopes. She believed that no matter how dark life became, there was always a small light shining somewhere ahead. As Jane grew older, she dreamed of a life filled with joy, a life where she could write songs, perform, and touch people's hearts. But life had other plans. In 2017, when she was only 26, Jane received heartbreaking news. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer. Though the treatments were long and painful, she fought bravely and managed to recover once. For a while, it seemed like she had beaten the disease. But the victory didn't last. The cancer returned, this time fiercer than before. By 2021, doctors discovered that it had spread to her lungs, spine, and liver. Her condition was serious, and she was told she had only a 2% chance of survival. Most people would have given up after hearing that, but Jane wasn't like most people. She was fragile on the outside, but her spirit remained unbroken. She endured endless treatments, painful surgeries, and sleepless nights filled with uncertainty. Even during this time, her marriage ended, adding heartbreak to her already heavy burden. Still, Jane refused to let her illness define her. Instead of hiding away, she chose to step into the spotlight. In 2021, she walked onto the America's Got Talent stage for season 16. Her body looked weak, but her eyes were full of determination. When she began to sing her original song, "It's Okay," the world seemed to pause for a moment. Her voice was soft, almost whisper-like, but filled with raw emotion that came straight from her heart. As she sang, the audience grew silent, completely moved by her strength and honesty. Even Simon Cowell, who was known for being the toughest judge, was deeply touched. With tears in his eyes, he pressed the golden buzzer, sending her straight to the live shows. Jane smiled brightly as golden confetti rained down, her face glowing with a mix of relief, hope, and disbelief. That moment became one of the most memorable scenes in the show's history. Behind the cameras, though, Jane's health continued to decline. Her strength faded little by little, yet she kept smiling and writing music whenever she could. Then, on February 19, 2022, the world lost this shining soul. Jane Marczewski passed away at the young age of 31. The news broke hearts everywhere. Number 8. Nolan Neal. Nolan Neal was born on October 5, 1980, in Nashville, Tennessee, a city known for its deep musical roots. From a young age, Nolan had a special gift, a voice full of raw emotion that could make people feel his every word. He wasn't just a singer. He was a storyteller who poured his heart into every song he wrote. But behind that beautiful voice was a story filled with pain, loss, and an unshakable desire to heal through music. When Nolan was just a little boy, he experienced something that changed his life forever: the death of his father. That early loss left a deep mark on him, one that followed him into adulthood. Instead of letting grief break him, Nolan turned his pain into inspiration. He wanted his songs to help others who were hurting, to remind them that even in darkness, there could still be light. As he grew older, Nolan worked tirelessly to build his music career. He performed in small venues, released several albums, and even toured as the lead singer of a rock band. He wrote songs for other artists too, proving that his talent went far beyond his own voice. But fame and success didn't erase his inner struggles. Over time, Nolan began battling addiction, a fight that would become one of the hardest chapters of his life. Even when things got tough, Nolan never gave up on music. It was his way of surviving, his therapy, and his reason to keep going. After getting clean, he wrote one of his most powerful songs, Lost. The song captured his pain, his hope, and his journey toward healing. In 2020, Nolan decided to take a leap of faith and audition for America's Got Talent. Standing on that bright stage, he told his story openly, then sang Lost with every ounce of strength and emotion he had. His performance left the judges speechless. All four of them, including Simon Cowell, said yes. For many people watching, Nolan's performance wasn't just about music. It was about courage, redemption, and the power of honesty. His voice carried the weight of every battle he had fought, and his smile reflected the hope he still held on to. But sadly, life had more pain waiting for him. In July 2022, Nolan Neal was found dead in his apartment. The cause was an accidental overdose. He was only 41 years old. The news broke the hearts of his fans and of those who knew him personally. Now, talking of Nolan Neal's sudden exit, this next one will shock you even more. Let's find out. Number 7. Emily Gold. Emily Gold was a bright and talented 17-year-old high school senior from California. She was full of life, energy, and endless passion. Dancing was her greatest joy, and she wasn't just good at it. She led her school's varsity dance team as its proud captain. Everyone who knew Emily described her as a natural leader, someone who always put others first and lifted people up when they needed it most. From the time she was little, Emily dreamed of sharing her love for dance with the world. So when her school's dance team got the chance to audition for America's Got Talent, it felt like a dream come true. The whole team had practiced endlessly, spending long afternoons and evenings after school, perfecting every move until they could perform it with heart and precision. For Emily, this opportunity meant everything. It wasn't just a competition, it was the moment she had been waiting for, a chance to turn her hard work into something magical. But behind her beautiful smile and confident stage presence, Emily was quietly fighting a painful battle. Like many teenagers, she felt constant pressure to be perfect, to succeed in school, to be the best dancer, and to make everyone proud. She carried all that stress silently, never wanting anyone to worry about her. On the outside, she looked happy and unstoppable, but on the inside, the weight became too heavy to bear. Then on September 13, 2024, tragedy struck. Emily passed away under tragic circumstances. The news sent shockwaves through her school, her community, and even the America's Got Talent team. Number 6. Skillier Hicks. Skillier Hicks was born on August 14, 1998, in South Carolina. From a young age, she was full of creativity and had a gentle, thoughtful spirit. But when her father passed away suddenly, her world changed forever. She loved him deeply, and the pain of losing him was more than words could describe. That was when music became her escape, her way of keeping his memory alive. Every note she wrote and every lyric she sang carried a piece of him. When Skillier was just 14 years old, she stepped onto one of the biggest stages in the country, America's Got Talent, during Season 8. Holding her guitar close, she sang an original song she had written for her dad. Her voice was soft but powerful, and as the words filled the air, the entire room went silent. The audience could feel her love, her pain, and her courage all at once. By the time she finished, the judges were deeply moved and gave her 4 yeses. It felt like a dream come true, the start of something amazing. But behind her smile and her music, Skillier was quietly fighting battles most people never saw. She struggled with her mental health and went through many emotional ups and downs. There were moments when she went missing, leaving her family frightened and desperate for answers. The same girl who once brought an audience to tears with her voice was now trying to find her way through her own pain. Even through all her struggles, Skillier never stopped trying to move forward. She continued writing songs, performing, and searching for peace within herself. Her music still reflected the same warmth and honesty that once touched millions. Then, in 2021, tragedy struck. At just 23 years old, Skillier was found dead at a friend's home in South Carolina. Reports later revealed that her death was caused by an overdose. The news devastated her fans and everyone who had followed her journey since that magical audition. Number 5. Scott Alexander. Scott Alexander, a talented magician best known for competing on Season 6 of America's Got Talent in 2011, passed away at the age of 52. He was born on June 8, 1970, and became known for his creative illusions and charming stage presence that impressed both judges and audiences. The heartbreaking news was shared by his wife, Jenny Alexander, who had been married to him for 24 years. On Monday, she announced on Instagram that Scott had died after suffering a stroke while performing on a cruise ship in St. Kitts. Sadly, he did not make it back home. Jenny expressed her grief in an emotional post alongside a picture of their family: Scott, Jenny, and their 3 children, Jack, aged 18, Roxy, aged 17, and Sawyer, aged 13. She wrote, "I lost my husband yesterday. My kids lost their father. He suffered a stroke while working on a cruise ship in St. Kitts and did not make it home to us. We are shattered. Please hold us in your prayers." Scott Alexander first gained national attention during America's Got Talent, where his mix of humor, showmanship, and skill set him apart from other magicians. Although he did not win the competition, his performances left a lasting impression. Over the years, he continued to perform around the world, often combining illusion with storytelling in a style that reflected his personality: warm, witty, and full of heart. His passing has left a deep void in the world of magic and entertainment. Fans and fellow performers have shared tributes, remembering him not just as a gifted magician, but also as a loving husband, father, and friend whose creativity and kindness touched many lives. As painful as his death is, this next unexpected death is more surprising. Let's take a look. Number 4. Michael Paul Cathers. Michael Paul Cathers, born on May 12, 1964, was an American stand-up comedian best known by his stage name, Geechee Guy. He was born in Rochester, Michigan, and started performing at a very young age. When he was just 6 years old, he began as a magician. Later, he learned juggling and riding a unicycle before deciding to focus on comedy at the age of 19. Geechee Guy started his comedy career in the Detroit area, performing in local comedy clubs and appearing on small television talk shows such as Some Semblance of Sanity with comedian Gary Thiessen. In the 1990 to 1991 season, he took part in the popular talent show Star Search, where he even defeated Ray Romano during the competition. On January 7, 2011, he performed on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. That same year, he made a brief appearance at the 2011 NASCAR Newlyweds Trivia event during Champions Week, doing a short act before the race drivers arrived. Also in 2011, he competed in the 6th season of America's Got Talent. He made it to the top 48 contestants, but was buzzed by Judge Piers Morgan and was eliminated afterward. Geechee Guy also appeared 3 times on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno. In 2014, he performed as the opening act for Ron White's comedy Salute to the Troops, which first aired on March 14th of that year. Although he often said he held a Guinness World Record for telling the most jokes in 1 hour, claiming 676 jokes, he never actually held the title. The official record belongs to Australian comedian Taylor Goodwin, who told 550 jokes in an hour. Geechee Guy passed away in Las Vegas on September 7, 2023, at the age of 59. The cause of his death has not been made public. Number 3. Christina Grimmie. Christina Grimmie was a young and talented singer who first became famous after appearing on The Voice. Her voice was powerful, and her kind, humble personality made people love her even more. Though she wasn't a contestant on America's Got Talent, many fans of the show admired her because of her guest appearances and the way she worked with other performers from the AGT family. Christina's music was full of emotion and heart, and she always made her fans feel connected to her. Sadly, Christina's life ended far too soon. In 2016, after performing at a concert in Florida, she was tragically shot by a fan while signing autographs. She was only 22 years old. The news of her death broke the hearts of millions around the world. People could not believe that such a bright, talented, and loving person could be taken away so suddenly. And if Christina's death was terrifying enough, wait until you find out this next one. Number 2. Neil Boyd. Neil Boyd was an American opera singer who became famous after winning Season 3 of America's Got Talent in 2008. His deep and powerful voice amazed millions of people. Neil wasn't just a great singer, he was also known for his kindness and humble attitude. Even after becoming famous, he never forgot where he came from and often spoke about his simple beginnings in Missouri. After his big win, Neil released music and performed at many events, including political ones. He dreamed of using his talent to inspire others and to show that anyone, no matter where they start, can achieve great things through hard work and faith. However, life wasn't always easy for him. He faced serious health problems over the years and struggled with money issues, which made things even harder. In 2018, tragedy struck when Neil passed away at only 42 years old. The cause of his death was heart failure and kidney problems. His sudden passing deeply saddened fans who remembered his warmth, courage, and beautiful voice. Even though his life was short, Neil Boyd left behind a legacy of hope and inspiration. His story reminds us that true greatness is not just about fame or success, but about using one's gifts to touch the hearts of others and to keep believing, no matter how hard life gets. And just when you think his death was painful, This next one proves even more heartbreaking. Let's take a look. Number 1. Zuri Craig. Zuri Craig was a talented singer who became well known after appearing on season 10 of America's Got Talent. Along with his singing partner, Jeffrey Lewis, he amazed audiences with his soulful voice and emotional performances. Their duets showed not just skill, but also deep passion and harmony. Fans quickly fell in love with the duo, and Zuri became one of the most memorable contestants of that season. After his time on the show, Zuri's talent opened new doors for him. He began working with the famous filmmaker and playwright Tyler Perry, known for creating popular plays and movies. This opportunity was a big step forward in Zuri's career, and it seemed like even greater success was just ahead. His smooth voice, warm personality, and dedication to music made him someone people admired both on and off the stage. Sadly, in 2022, the world lost Zuri Craig at only 44 years old. His sudden death shocked fans, friends, and fellow artists. The cause of his passing was never made public, leaving many with questions and heavy hearts. So, which of these America's Got Talent icons' tragic death shocked you the most? Let us know your answer in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe.